All right, so we're gonna tie a little wintertime pattern, a Kwan in black and purple. You could tie this in white, black and purple chartreuse, but in the wintertime I like black and purple and white mostly. Light on the flash, but pretty simple fly, pretty effective, and it's pretty durable too. The materials, pretty simple. We're tying on a Mustad Alpha Point curved streamer hook, size 2. You can go down to a 6. You can go down to a size 6 in this. Bead chain eyes. These are large, but you know, sometimes all you got to do is make the fly get down a little bit. Just match your eyes to your hook you're using. EP fibers in purple and black. And possibly some Krystal flash. Tying on a Rambler vise today. All right, so basically lay your thread down from the hook eye back to the equivalent to the point of the hook. Cut our tag off. And our bead chain eyes, I like to pre-cut my materials and get my eyes ready. I cut all my little fibers nice and short, ready for me to tie them on, but we're gonna start with the bead chain eyes, Clouser style, so it's on the underside of the hook. And I'll leave a little bit, maybe 1/8 of an inch behind the hook eye in case I want to tie a weed guard in, but typically this time of the year I'm not tying much in the way of a weed guard, fishing low tide and stuff like that. So if she's gonna hang on the oyster, she's gonna hang with a weed guard or not. So got our eyes secured. You can hit them with super glue if you want now. I'm not going to, but you can. Next is craft fur. You can use pseudo hair, craft fur. I like craft fur, but we'll get a nice clump. And this could be kind of personal preference. I wouldn't go super full this time of year. And size 2 sometimes stretching it on the size this time of year. I just like a size 4 this time of year. What I'll do with my craft fur is I'll pull little guard hairs out, the short fibers, get them out of there, and then I'll hold the end that I'm going to be tying in, and I'll look at the length of it. And if I got a couple stragglers, that are a little bit too long, I'll just pull them out now. This is the time to manipulate materials. You don't want to get done with it and realize you tied it a little bit too long. But about that big, little pinch, probably half the size of a pencil. Our tail is going to be 2 hook shanks, roughly. Switch our fibers over our other hand and secure them in. Brush it out a little bit, and I'll clip these off, buttons. And if you got a couple little straggler fibers here, just trim the long ones off. We can clean this up real quick. So I got a little bit of a mess there, but I'll just lay thread wraps over this where we just tied, but also build this body up just a hair, so when I lay my EP fibers on, it's kind of nice and uniform. All right, bring it back to the tail. And if I'm going to do this now, this time of year, very light on the flash, maybe a strand or two. Too much flash can perturb them in the cold weather months. So I'll just go with just a single strand of flash, loop it around the thread, and tie it on. And I want my flash, kind of did that perfectly, but I want my flash to be about the length of the tail. So now, the fun part, we're gonna X-wrap EP fibers. So what I'll do now, at this point, you could tie the fibers on either side of the hook, the top or the bottom. And before I'm gonna lay these fibers on, just real fast, I'll just bar this tail out. I don't know how much of a difference it makes, but it makes the fly look a lot better, a lot more natural. I don't know what is black and purple out there, but they seem to like to chew on it. And make sure you put 4 stripes and not 5, because redfish can count. All right, so to the next thing, we're gonna go to EP fibers. Like I said, cut them all kind of the length. You know, so we're gonna trim these anyway, but it's nice to work with a shorter piece of fiber so you don't wrap your thread up in it too much. But I'm gonna tie these on the other under shank of the hook, tie them on the upper shank of the hook. I don't know if it really makes a difference, but simple. So we're just gonna do an X wrap pattern. I'm gonna lay my fibers on perpendicular to the hook shank. Come over. I'll do 2 wraps on one side. Pull the fibers back. Do 2 wraps on the other side. Just take your time doing this. X wrapping sometimes takes a little bit of practice, but once you figure it out, it looks a lot better when it's done too. So I'm gonna go black, purple, black, purple, but I just really want to get these fibers like really butted up against the back of the eyes here. We're gonna trim it out. It's gonna look more like a crab body than a big, disgusting looking brush. So directly in front of my black fibers. On my vise at home, I've got a little hair clip that I'll sometimes pull these fibers back and clip them back so I could work a little bit easier with it, but I don't have a hair clip here, so we're gonna go without it. Same thing, set my fibers, I put a wrap over the top of it, and I'll manipulate it a little bit, get it back to where I want it, come back the other way, come back through, 1, 2. A little super glue really helps these X wraps. After you're done, just lay a little bead of super glue across the top of it. Going black again. And I like to kind of roll the fibers in my fingers to get them tight when I'm putting them on there. All right, wrap in front. Let's go to purple. Same thing, roll the fibers in my fingers, wrap over, get my length right. Come over the purple fibers. Give it a little tug, secure it down. I'm probably not going to put any more in there, but right now this is kind of what it looks like. Pretty gross looking right now, but it'll look good at the end. A couple wraps behind the eyes, up to the front of the hook eye. And at this point, I'll hit it with the whip finisher. 3 or 4 or 5 turns, whatever you like. And then cut the thread. All right. So now the arts and craft part of this comes along, and we are going to get our Rambler synthetic scissors here. And what I like to do, a lot of times I'll try to look down the hook. So I'm going to get up and I'll look down the hook, and I want to kind of rest my scissors on the eye and give it my initial cut. Outward. You don't want to cut too much off yet. Just go little by little. Once you cut it, you can't uncut it. So, and then I'll get the rest of my fibers and trim them off. I like that. You can go a little bit thinner. It's kind of all personal preference here, but the Kwan, that's kind of what she looks like from the side, from the top view. And I like I didn't pick chartreuse as an accident. I actually like tying a black and purple fly with chartreuse thread. You got a bunch of fibers sticking out. Like, you could flatten this fly out a little bit. I wouldn't do it off the bottom side where you tied them on, but like if they're sticking up the top side, you could clean it up. Hit this right here, a little bit of super glue or UV, whatever you got, but it's a really simple fly, and you can tie it in a million different colors, and it works really good in the wintertime. So, yeah, feed one.